Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Bobby Hobby and Custom Builds. In today's episode, we're going to be putting together our Facebook Marketplace storage shed. We went and got two different storage sheds. One was wood, a big one, almost like, one of the Durskins or something like that. Or one of them type style sheds with a barn kind of roof, so there's enough room for the loft. Uh, Good storage space. Anyway, we're going to be putting that together today. We've got a few things that we're going to need here. We're reusing materials from it, so like nails on boards and stuff, we'll straighten those and knock them out and pull them out. There's some tools that we're going to need, but we've got these deck blocks. See how they got this cross in them? Plus that square. That's so if you had like a 4x4 post, like my fence posts here, this is why it's taken me a while. I'm still editing footage on this fence and stuff. But you could put one of them posts in there. But in our situation, it's got these lines on them so that you can, like, we're going to use them to line up all of our floor joists and stuff. That way you can get them real square and everything. So what we'll end up doing is taking some of these, at least 4 of these to begin with, setting them out in this area. So it's going to be about this wide, a little room on each side, and then the length is going to run, it's going to be somewhere in here. So there's that. And then these are like our main floor joists, the 2x6s. They're the ones that are going to go like this, in this direction, right through here. And then these two on the back of the trailer here, those are going to be the ones that are running the length. Okay, so we're going to start with cutting these 2 boards down to size. Measured these with the tape measure already. They're 93 inches long or thereabouts. Some are a hair shorter, some are probably just a hair longer. But they're going to, be the main supports all the way down. We'll cut these down. They'll be a little bit longer. Well, probably at least a foot longer anyway. Something like that. Okay, so list of the tools. We'll need our tape measure, of course. I've got a better one somewhere. It's stored away amongst some of my tools. I knew where this one was. It'll give us accurate readings, of course. So we need a tape measure for sure. Then, of course, carpenter's pencil. That's to make our marks. Guaranteed to make a mark every time. The knife. Trim the wood back when we need to expose more lead. A speed square. That's not only going to help us in making sure our boards are square whenever we're putting our frame together, but it'll also help us draw a straight line on the wood as long as you have a straight edge. And then a trick I learned with them, which I can't believe I didn't already know this, is you can take that speed square and you can put it up here, put your saw on the board, make sure your blade's on your mark where you need it to be, then pull that speed square up to it with the straight line like this. See, you put that lip on our board like this, then you pull it up to the frame of your circular saw, and then you can pull the saw back, rest it against this speed square, squeeze the trigger, get the blade going, and run your perfect straight line, and you'll have a perfect straight edge at the end. Guaranteed to give you a straight edge every time. Alright guys, so this first board we gotta lop that side off. Then we'll measure from this side to that side and we'll put our line on it and cut it over here. But hey, let's get to it guys. Gals, everyone. I know, I don't have my PPE, but that's quite alright. Not really. You want to wear your safety glasses whenever you're using a saw cutting wood and stuff. Serious matter. You don't want to get that stuff in your eye. It hurts, and sometimes it's very hard to get it out. And you may indeed end up having to go to the hospital. Not good. So make sure you wear your PPE. And if we don't know what PPE means, it's personal protective equipment. I'm going to go grab mine just to be a good example, everyone. So give me a minute and I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. Got these guys. They don't have side protection, but they protect your eyes. Plus they have the yellow tint, so they're UV protected. Plus, they, Anyway, we're going to get right down to it, folks. I got to take this end off here, so we'll start by sliding this guy down a little. Sliding this guy out some more. Get our speed square and our carpentry pencil over here. By the way, if you catch me looking down at my mic, I'm making sure it's still green. This thing has no warnings on when it's dying, so I want to make sure you guys can hear me. But anyway, go ahead and mark that out. Put our pencil and our tape over here. Like I said, I'm going to use this speed to guide my saw as well to make sure I don't warble the lines and stuff. Get our cord moved back. Always make sure before you start making a cut to make sure that your cord is out of the way of the blade, okay? I have cut cords before, and if it doesn't if it doesn't get you, it'll sure scare the heck out of you. So, just remember, it could actually electrocute you, depending on if you've got gloves on like I do, or if you're barehanded, if your saw is good and insulated. There's a lot of things that come into factor. So just to avoid all of that, make sure that your saw blade is out of the way. Why don't I get y'all to come on over here and take a closer look at what I'm doing? So gotta adjust a few things here. If I can remember how this guy works. I think it's adjusted all the way out. Okay. Okay, you can kind of see. I want to get you in here close so that you guys can see how I use the speed square there to guide the circular saw, skill saw, circular saw. Anyway, let's get on in there a little bit. Okay, actually I'll just go ahead and pull you on over here. You won't be too much in the way here. So you can see the line there. And I'm going to bring the speed square in and lob that off perfectly straight. So basically, what you do, you're looking in at the saw. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, you can see in there. Right in there, you can see where your blade is. You can see your line here that you line up on the thing, your line. I always like to make sure I put the blade on it, and I go on the opposite. I make sure the blade is more to the opposite side of what you're keeping. Then you go ahead and slide the old speed square in here, push in on the back and over against the guide to the saw. Then you pull it back just a hair to squeeze the trigger and you go to town. Here we go. Reline because I moved it. Let's get down to business. Ta-da! See how smooth and straight, perfectly straight that edge is. Okay, we're going to repeat that on the other side, so we'll back you up here a little bit and you can see me doing it and all. I'm not going to zoom back in this time, but move our speed square. Flip this bad boy over. Change the angle to over here for y'all so you can see me getting my measurements and everything. So we know those are 93. It's not a perfect square building. It was more rectangle. I am probably taking a little of the length off because I'm customizing a couple of things about the building. One, it's only going to be a storage shed. Something to store stuff in, lock it up, get it out of the way. And two, we don't want any windows in it. You know, just in case somebody gets in the yard whenever we get the fence done. You know, can't see inside the shed. Or there's no windows to break out. Anyway, it's just something that we need. Especially in our neighborhood. So here's 93. We're going to go we'll take it to 8 foot there, which is just a little longer. We're not going to cut it off there. We're just doing that so we can count how many feet. So here's 1 foot extra. Let's go 1.5 feet extra. How about that? That takes a little off. That'll give us a few extra framing 2x4s. You know. Anyway, we want to make sure this guy's solid. Oh crap. See, there's one of those things. I lost my mark. See, that's why we're supposed to make a V. The tip of the V is where your line goes. Classic mistake, I didn't make a dark enough mark. Okay, 8 foot. And there's our mark. Okay. Before we lose the mark again, let's get the speed square over here. Get this line marked. And get it cut off so that we can lay this one on top of that one from the other end and cut it off. Because that end's straight down there. This end's got that same little edge that we cut off of the first time. Which I'm going to put it on this side because I noticed that whenever I made the last cut, as I was pushing, I wasn't getting enough pressure. So this way, I can hold it like this, pull it to me as I'm pushing the saw. So okay, make sure we're straight. Ta-da! That worked much better. If you're pulling it to you and pushing the saw, your speed square don't move. So now that's our length. Let's make sure we got our measurement correct. Nine foot 6 inches. Perfecto, perfecto. And you see how I'm making sure that my tape measure is directly in front of the end that I've got for the measurement? That's so that you get an appropriate measurement. If your tape measures off to one side, it's likely going to be longer or shorter. I think longer. Either way, you want it to be directly out in front of it so that you get a proper measurement. So let's get you in here and show you how I marked that. Okay, so you can see here, this is where the line on the tape measure is, the 9 foot 6 inch mark. So you draw a line down like that, and then a line down like this, and then make sure that you do this, which is what I like to do. You don't have to, of course. I often don't get that point right on my measurement, so I'll make that little mark with the line for the exact measurement that I'm going for, so that whenever I put the speed square up here, I'm actually drawing the right line. Okay? In case you were wondering. Alrighty then. Let's get to cutting. We'll finish going over the list of the other tools that we're going to need. You know, I've already got them over here, but shoot. Okay, real quick, like, I got to flip this board over. Remeasure. Okay. I'm going to cheat this time. And you guys could have, I just wanted to show you guys that, so I'm still going to use the speed square whenever I make my cut. But if you'll line this perfectly up, make sure that's straight, flush. It is not flush down here. It is now all the way down the sides and right here. Now you can go ahead and push down. Anyway. Now, you see how I did that? I went a little faster on that one, especially at the end, because I had so much sticking out. If you can go quickly, it'll cut off smooth. Sometimes you can't do that. It don't work out that way, but you know. Okay. Back to our list of tools, because it's time to use the other 2 to 3. You're going to need the hammer. Where is it? Right there. A pry bar. It's a long one with the J end. And a flat bar with the L end. Okay. So, I'm going to get you guys up here. Get everyone up here. Then I'm going to get some of our deck blocks over in this area. Then I'm going to get some of our frame joists in this area. Okay, let's do it. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. It is hot today. Hot, hot, hot. So basically what I've done is I've gotten two of my two length joists, put in two of the deck blocks. This one will have to come up a little bit, and then these two will probably have to come up some too to make sure that it's good and level. But we're gonna grab another one of these joists and another deck block, lay them out here, and I'm going to show you what I did up here. I mean, it's self-explanatory. So anyway, get you over here where you can kind of see. I've got to go get my level too, to whenever I start raising the deck blocks, to make sure it's all level. Let's go ahead and get the deck block over there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. Gonna do the same over here. These boards just slide down in them grooves. Whew. That one may be a little bit longer. Let's check it. Should be about 93 inches. That's exactly what it is 93. So that means this deck block needs to scoot that way some, which means I'm going to have to move you all so you can see it. We'll just kind of slide it till it drops in, and then we can grab our speed square and make sure it's all square before we start grabbing nails. See? Okay, that looks about right there. About right, that's right there. That's right. It will be right once we raise those deck blocks up. This one will have to come up a little bit, not much. I'll be back, everyone. Before we can really continue right now, we've got to level our deck blocks out. So I need to go find my level and some stuff to put under these these blocks to raise them. So, on that note, I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I'm back again. Got a few things for leveling this out. This first one should be fairly easy, and I believe this board here will work perfect under it. It is treated wood, so it should hold up. So basically, we're going to stick this down here and kick it under it. I'm going to pick it up if we can. We're going to try. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ah. Always have some help. But good help is hard to find. My wife is excellent help, but she can't do some of this stuff, so it hurts her. And I do not want her in pain. That is not good. Okay, how did that get? Okay, so it's showing it still needs to come up just a hair. Be a little easier. Always remember, lift with your legs, not your back. Try to be a little more careful with your level. You ain't gonna get it much more than that, buddy. Go grab my speed square real quick. So basically, line this up into the corner, and if there's a gap, you have to move your boards to where there's no gap. Like right here, there's a little gap in the corner, which indicates that it needs to come this way some. So, and maybe that way. And there you have it. It's square. Oh, fuck. Was. Needs to go that way some. Perfect. Dang. It's almost square. So I have to go that way a little bit, but Alright, I'm gonna go find something very thin to scotch under that one, and then that's perfect level across there and square. Which means I'll have to raise the end of this side up and the end of this end of that side up a little. Level them both. As long as that don't move around, that's square on both corners. As soon as this one's level and this other one over here is level, then we can nail together. Anyway, if I had screws, I'd use screws to do the base frame. But all we got is nails, so that's what we'll use. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, everybody. For me, it was a few minutes. Actually, quite a few minutes. For you all, it's just a second or two, probably. But that's alright. The stuff I was doing was pretty boring. You guys didn't want to bore y'all with it. So, I did it off camera. I think I found a piece that is absolutely right for what we need. So, once again, I'll pull this board out. Remove this one too. That means we'll have to square it off again. That's okay. As long as it's level, which is what we are going for. These deck blocks are heavy, guys. Not gonna lie. Trying to get this back on it where it was. Probably not quite. Let's see. Board is quite heavy as well, so there's that too. Sorry if I'm breathing hard, guys. This stuff's heavy. No lie. Oh my goodness. It is level, guys. Alright. It's looking good to me. See, was I able to eyeball it and make sure it was square again? Pretty damn close. Yep, need to come this way just a hair. Okay, see where that puts us at. Pretty square to me. See what this side looks like. That means this. I've got to come that way some more. Tall little trowel and air here. This end needs to go that way some. That's perfect. Awesome. Wowzers. Okay. Let's see how far off this guy is of being level. And then that one. We get these two level. Thanks a lot. Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take this board off gently, set it to the side. I'm going to do the same to this board. Set it right there. I'm going to leave this one for now because we're working on this corner right here. So I'm going to turn this around so I can see it. But about 1 inch. It's about 1 inch out. So that's what it says. 1 inch. We'll go with this. See what we get. Okay. Gently move our boards. Tell you what, those deck blocks make it a hell of a lot easier to line these guys up. Trust me. Without these deck blocks here, it would be a real pain in the neck job. But since we have these here deck blocks, it's a tad bit easier. I mean, it's still a good job. I ain't gonna, sit here and say that it's easy work. I mean, it's not super difficult, but I mean, come on. See, it looks like it's leaning a little this way, so see if we can wedge that. Up on this end there. Okay. Let's see. Looks like the front of it still needs to come up some. And it needs to go this way a little. Okay. Let's take this out and put one of those concrete pads in and see what happens. But this thing does need to shift that way a bit. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay. Okay, have that under. Good. almost there. Shit. Whew. It's hot. Please. Looky there. Pretty level. Oh, darn. See if this one's still square. Perfect. What about this guy? Not perfect. That needs to come in quite a bit. sure I didn't throw it out of level. What up, little birdie? God damn it. Oh, that son of a bitch is way too short. I have to use that one. I forgot. Perfect. On that. Just zoom in a little bit more. Still level. Square, finally. Square. Alright guys, I gotta take a break. I'll be back. Alrighty everyone, I'm back. So far, we've leveled this block. We've leveled that block. And this block. So now, we need to level that block. Once we get that block leveled off, because we've got the other three leveled off, we ought to be able to put our last board there in our blocks, throw the level on it, and it should read level. Anyway, let's get the hard stuff done. We're just going to repeat what we've done these last 3 times here, right here. Remove the board. Put the board back. Remove the board. Put the board back. Let's see if we can get it in one shot this time. First thing to do is take our level over here. Look at how far off it is. And then get that puppy leveled out. Holy crap. You guys are not going to believe this. I don't know how in the world I've done this, but I have got to show you. I don't have to mess with this block. It is perfectly level with everything else. Look at this, guys. Wow. Hey, guess what? So far, challenge completed successfully. Let's put this board on here and see what happens. So, I remember it needed to come in some anyway to be square up there, so lucky there. Okay, fingers crossed. Wow, wow, wow. So, you may not believe this, but earlier, while I was inside cooling off, I was like, told my wife, I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if I get out there, I throw my level on that other board and it says it's level. I throw that last board on there and throw the level on it, and it's level. Guess what? We're done with this part of the process. Now I gotta, I'm gonna drill a pilot hole in each one. I'm gonna find some screws and drill into it. Drill it in to secure the boards in place. One last thing, I'm going to walk around it with my speed square and make sure everything's square. You'll see me whenever I get out here on this one and that one. But square, that's square. That's pretty square. And that's square. Almost. Go this way just a little bit. Actually, I think that needs to come in just a hair. Just to make sure that we are square. Because we're level. Okay. Now make sure this is still square. Boom. Boom. Bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. We're ready to find some screws and some pilots. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I'm back. It's time to put some screws in. Okay. T25 appears to be missing. This one I think will work. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's get down to business. Okay, this board is secured to that board. Let's move to another one. Okay. Oops. Now, be able to use the drill to get it in there, huh? Because we are very close to the fence. Let me go get the ratchet. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to use the screwdriver. We'll try it first. If I can get it to go in so far, okay, screwdriver will fit in there. Then the drill will fit. It's just a matter of getting the booger in far enough. Okay, I see if the drill will fit yet. Oh, okay, it's in. Might as well take the screwdriver with this, huh? I ain't put my gloves back on yet. Ooh. Almost didn't fit with the drill bit up here. Let's see if we can get the drill in there now. Probably not, but we're gonna try anyway. A little bit more. A little bit more by hand. A little bit more by hand. Hey, hey, hey. I did that one most of the way by hand. Still ain't enough. Maybe it got a little bit of a bite. End up tearing the damn bit up. It's in there. Okay. What do we do with the other screw that we had lined out? There it is. Okay. Last corner. So the girl will fit over here. Okay. Got our, oops, I forgot to tune y'all in around over here, but we just got that one screwed in too, so. Hey guys, I'll be right back, okay? Give me a minute. Hey, I'm back, guys. Had to go get my cooling water and something to drink. Always remember, whenever it's hot, everybody, try to stay hydrated. Don't overexert yourself. Cool off if necessary. I mean, you know, don't get too hot. I have an issue with the heat. I've had heat strokes in the past, 3 of them. So I got to be careful. That's why I take breaks. And it is hot out here. It's probably like 90 degrees, something like that. 80, 90 degrees with it feels like of 100. But you got a good 0 caffeine. Sour Patch Kids drink. It's Ghost Red Berry. They're pretty good. They're 0 sugar. I add a little sugar because I don't like the aftertaste. So this one's not cold. I prefer, whenever I'm out in the heat, to have room temperature from in the house, water or Gatorade or whatever. It digests easier. Cold water, cold drinks are awesome. They taste good. They make you feel good, but it takes a lot longer for your body to digest it because it has to warm it up so that it matches. Anyway, we're here to build, not talk about that stuff, huh? So now I got a screw in every side here to secure it. I'm going to go ahead and take my level down, grab my gloves and hammer. We're going to start nailing some stuff together here. It's going to be difficult over here on this side by the fence, but we'll manage. I'm going to go around and drill pilot holes. Let's get you all outside the frame here so you can see me go all the way around. There. Got the whole frame in it. These pilot holes are just to make it easier to nail straight. Sometimes, a lot of times, I don't take the, I'll not take the time to drill the pilot holes. And I end up bending the crap out of nails and stuff like that. So if you can do this, it's a good idea just to go ahead and drill your pilot hole through the first board. Leave the second board that the nail is actually going to go into untouched so it gets a good bite. This is the hard side here because if we angle it on that one, it'll work. Gotta be careful angling your drill bit. Make sure you're not bending it because you'll break them suckers off. They're brittle. Okay. Get a cool off here. Mind you, this is just faucet water. Mind you, that's just faucet water. I don't know if you could hear me because my mic was sitting down on our little frame here. So we're just going to grab some of these old nails. I want the bigger ones, I think. Yeah. 2 more. Hey, that one actually don't have to be straightened. Ha ha ha. There's one. The head's a little crooked on it, but it'll work. Okay. Grab our hammer over here. Make sure that you can see what I'm doing. I'll show you on the board there, but see, some of these nails are crooked. We're going to lay them on the board and use our hammer to straighten them out. And these pilot holes that we drilled will help us keep from rebending these. Okay. Set them down here on the block. Fairly straight nail again. That one don't really need anything. We got pilots. It'll go in pretty fairly straight and get a good bite. I mean, if you look hard enough, there's lots of free stuff on Facebook Marketplace. I got this wooden shed for free. The roof wasn't really all that great on it, the shingles. But my buddy, Alex Bowen, had an old metal shed that he had that tree limb hit it. Well, I didn't realize who it was, and I hit him up on Marketplace, and you know, he's like, we went to school together, and I was like, oh, who are you? Because I really didn't look at the name. Something you probably ought to do is look at who you're talking at, you know. Anyway, his shed, because of the limb that hit the roof, wasn't really good to be put back together as a shed per se. It was all dented up. It had been real hard to fix it. We'd had to got other stuff, but the sheet metal on it was awesome. So combined with it, all the sheet metal I'll fix up to fit the roof of this. See? And it'll have a, the plywood up there, of course, and then tin like shingles. Now you're talented if you can turn the hammer sideways and drive a nail with it like that. That's the way I had to do it over here. I'll probably maybe have to do it that way over here too. Yep. Oh, don't do that. Nail head's trying to bend over. There we go. But I picked nails that were long enough so if there was a little bit of the head that wanted to bend over, it would have a good connection. So now we got to measure for our center studs. How far apart do we want them? And then our middle one is going to get a deck block right here. Another one there, and another one there for support. Cool thing about these deck blocks is it's got that extra there. If I want to add, say, a little section to it, then I could. Give me a minute, guys. I'm back. I'm going to take these gloves off. Let's see what I do with the tape measure. Let's get all of our tools and stuff out. Hammer can stay. Level can stay. Dang guys, that couldn't have worked out any better with how that last one leveled out on its own. That was awesome. Looking around for the tape measure. I set it down somewhere. Did burn it. Ah, right behind the nail bin here. Okay. I don't know if we should do 1 foot increments or 2 foot increments. Probably got enough of them to do 1 foot. It's a little hard to use a left-handed knife right-handed. See, the edge is like this and straight right here. It works though. Just takes a little more time. Don't have to have much lead showing. Just enough to make a mark. Let's see, we got 3, 4, 5, 6. Seven, 8, possibly 9, 10. We got plenty, I think. See what length this is. Ooh, that's too short. I think we'll do every 2 foot. So I'm going to go up the other side too and mark it just the same. Two foot. Okay. Should be wearing my gloves to move these, but seeming to stay a little bit cooler without my wrist and everything covered up. Damn dance. Okay. Again, you're going to see me do this, straighten out some nails quite a bit here. Oops. This is where an extra set of hands would come in real handy here. I don't really have an extra set of hands, so gotta make do with just myself. Ta-da! Got some of the rocks out for the fencing. Let's go over and do the other side too. Also got a pair of regular pliers in my pocket here, just in case I need to hold the head of a nail to keep it from bending and smacking my fingers as well. Hope that's right. 2 foot, 2 foot, 2 foot, and 2 foot. Sweet. Square. Square. Dang, I'm good at eyeballing that. Let's get another 2 foot measurement. I mean, I measured, but I eyeballed putting it in there and drilling my hole and stuff. Okay. It's one of them pliers nails. And the pliers aren't going to work. Ah, son of a bitch. Sometimes that happens. Oh, it's gotta be such a problem. Goddamn motherfucker. Fuck. Excuse my language. I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm going to go ahead and put in these last 2 or 3 joists, floor joists, then I'll come back and show it to you. Video's already getting long, it's almost an hour and a half. Anyway, we may do some fast play and stuff like that. Anyhow, I'll be back. Alright everybody, took me a little while, ran into some issues. Let me get this off the tripod. Okay, so as you guys can see, got these in, they're square. I'm going to put a brace in between here, right in the middle, for my deck block. I'm going to put a deck block under here. But anyway, I think I'll call it for this. Part 1 of the storage shed build. Let's get up here so you guys can see it. I'm thinking about, just to be safe, putting another stud in there, another one in there. So that's 2, 1 right along here, and another one right along there. We'll do that in the next video, part 2. Right now, I'm pretty hot. I'm tired. I've been working all morning on it. So, we're going to end it here, guys, gals. If you like what you're seeing, don't forget to smash that thumbs up. That's liking the video. Subscribe. Smash that bell if you want to. Or smash the bell that says related. That means whenever I post related videos, it'll notify you of those if you don't want to get all notifications. But whenever I subscribe to a channel, I usually click all. That way I get notified whenever everybody that I like watching posts their videos. So go ahead and like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Go ahead and comment if there's other things that you'd like to see me do, such as the woodworking on the table build I've got materials for. It's almost patinaed enough for me to start making the wood and sanding it and staining it a little bit better, water treating it, lacquering it, etc. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for right now, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.